Hi everyone, and welcome to Harmony House's second annual Foodie Friendraiser. Happy International Women's Day, and thanks for tuning in. My name's Sally Guy. I'm the Director of Policy of the Canadian Association of Social Workers, and as a social worker, I am acutely aware of the critical importance of Harmony House to our community. And so when they asked me to host tonight, I was super honored, am super honored. So if you were able to get your hands on one of the foodie kits, we hope that you're enjoying it, and we hope that you're discovering some new local favorites. If not, and you still want to support Harmony House, you can head to our website, harmonyhousews.com, where you can learn more about how to get involved or make a donation. So this year's International Women's Day theme is Rise Up. And I think that is so fitting for an organization like Harmony House that is really all about women helping other women be empowered and be safe. And I also need to say that Harmony House is so much more than a shelter in the traditional sense. They have programming, they do outreach. We're actually in one of their private outreach spaces right now, so you don't have to meet and talk in a coffee shop, and they offer so many different services. So they are really helping women in this community to rise up. This year is also extra special for us because Harmony House is celebrating 35 years. So for 3.5 decades, Harmony House has been a pillar of this community and has been helping women and children live a life free of violence for that entire time with the support of people like you. So thank you. That said, I'm excited to talk to you about the show tonight and tell you a little bit about the roster. So we are lucky to be hearing tonight from a woman who can tell us her story about how Harmony House helped her and her children. After that, we're going to be talking with Verna Wilson. She was one of the founders. She helped get Harmony House off the ground, so I think she probably has some interesting historical tidbits for us. After that, we have Trish Smith. She's been with the organization for over 15 years, so she can really speak to the impact that it's had on the community. We also have Shireen DeBon. She is vice chair of the board, and she's going to speak to her vision for Harmony House as a board member. The other thing, it would not be a Foodie Friendraiser without food. So we are delighted tonight to have Chef Dave Godso from 18 Restaurant. He's going to be doing a dessert demo for us. And I don't know about anybody else, but during COVID, I really deepened my relationship with desserts. So I will have my notepad and pen handy for that. Then to top it off, we have two musical guests. We have Susie Q and Sean Duame, and they are going to be singing, quite appropriately, the song Rise Up by Grammy Award-winning artist Andra Day. I wore my waterproof mascara, especially for this occasion, but you can openly weep in the privacy of your own home. So with that said, grab your foodie kits. If you've already finished them, that would be very understandable. So grab your popcorn, and I hope you enjoy the show.
I had 4 kids and no help to raise them. I wanted to go back to Mexico because I don't have any family here. But my husband wouldn't let me go. He hid my passport and he threatened me. He did everything to control my life. He didn't allow me to go to school or have friends or do what I want. Finally, one day he agreed to let me go to Mexico with my kids if I can pay my own tickets. So my family helped me and my kids, and I boarded a plane. I thought I was going to finally be able to go back to my family, but instead he called the police on me, and the police arrested me on the plane in front of my kids. They were all crying and screaming because they didn't know what was happening, and because I didn't have the opportunity to go to school, like I didn't understand English very much, so I wasn't sure what's happening either. I was in jail for 3 months, not able to see my kids. Honestly, like while I was there, I was thinking my only option was going to be back to him. But I met Lee from Harmony House, and she helped me to get into Harmony House. I got a place to live with my 4 kids. They helped me to get the custody of my kids. I was able to continue studying. I finished my high school. I graduated from college, and their programs helped me to regain my life back. I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't know I was going to be able to do it alone, but they helped me so much, and I will be always grateful for them, and definitely my life and my kids' life won't be the same without them.
In the early 1990s, when the community was just becoming aware of the issues that happened behind the front door of many homes, people were becoming aware particularly that it was time for women to rise up and empower themselves to take some sort of action about this. At the same time, I was working in public health and became increasingly aware too of the fact that there were not very many good opportunities for housing for women in the community, and a big lack was second stage housing. So with that background and an opportunity to get some money from my parish church, St. Matthew's, we put together a plan very quickly, working with the emergency shelters to develop the second stage, the first in Eastern Ontario, and still one of the very few in Canada. At that time, very quickly these things advanced. We were able to partner with the city to have 10 one-bedroom units, and at that time, on March 11th, 1987, we were able to open that door and welcome 10 women and children into that unit. Very shortly thereafter, we were scrambling for funds, but we were asked to take over the units at the back, which are in a much larger building where another program had failed to materialize. And we negotiated that if we could get permanent funding for that whole facility and program space, that we would be willing to do that. So within the first 2 years, the current facility, apart from the outreach office, was developed, and I believe that the number is over 2,500 women and children have been welcomed at Harmony House and helped on a path back to the community, strengthened by learning how to rise up and take their power and gain a new life for themselves. They could stay at Harmony House for up to a year, which was much different than an emergency shelter, where 3 or 4 weeks was all that was normally allowed. So we offered a whole new way of women moving back and taking their power and creating a new life for they and their family. And I am so pleased to be able to be part of this again and tell you a little bit about how it all began.
So for me personally, it's been a real privilege and an honor to be a board member of Harmony, and to be part of an association that is so mission-driven to the needs of women and children in the community. I was really looking to be a part of something that was impactful, and for me, Harmony House really spoke to me as both a woman and a mother of 2 young children. In terms of where I see things going in the future for Harmony House, with 35 successful and really important, effort-driven years behind it, Harmony House is touching on so many important points in the community, which is the safety of women, fostering independence, diversity and inclusion, and really empowering women to be all that they can be. And I certainly don't see those issues diminishing in the future. I see Harmony playing an even more important role going forward in our community and certainly leaving a terrific legacy behind. I've been an investment advisor in a pretty male-dominated field for most of my life, since 1997 in wealth services. And I've had the privilege of working with both men and women. But I've paid, or should I say, for me, it's been really important to work with women on the level of establishing financial security for them, giving them the confidence to feel financially independent, providing more financial literacy to women. And so joining the board at Harmony House was really an extension to what I do. It allowed me to really rise up and to not only be a person in life that feels great about helping women establish financial security, but now being part of a really important community association that empowers women to be strong and independent and provides a nurturing and safe environment. And that, for me, has been really gratifying.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. You can stand the fighter, but I see it in you, and we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. I'll rise up, rise like the waves. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. But you, but you, but you, but you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, I know you feel like dying. Believe in me, we'll bring the world to our feet and move mountains. Bring it to our feet and move mountains. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. Yeah. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Whoa, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the pain. I will rise 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, rise like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000
So it actually takes a woman an average of 7 tries before she leaves an abusive situation. And that's where we come in. So in the past, what I've done is I've met a woman at a park or at a coffee shop, and we've gone over some really intimate details of a woman's life. I'm trying to safety plan with her, and it was really, it was challenging to do. And thanks to our fairy godmother, Sharon Kavanagh, we now have a beautiful, safe space where we can meet with women safely, securely, confidentially, and do things such as safety planning. I can help women with legal aid. I can help them with childcare issues. And that's just really so meaningful, not only for me and for the people, the staff that use it, but for the women. And that's one part of outreach. And so the other part of outreach would be when a woman actually leaves the shelter and she gets some safe, secure housing. I would meet with her in her community, wherever she is living, and we can go over whatever resources she has. So for instance, if she needs to find out where the transit station is, if she needs to know where she can go for groceries, and if she has children, we can figure out where their schools are, where there could be any resource centers, all that sort of thing. Just would like to thank everybody for, you know, whatever you've chosen to do to help Harmony House. We really are hoping that you know, people will just rise up and do what they need to do. And I'm privileged to do the work that I do. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is David Godso. I'm here at Restaurant 18. I'm the executive chef with the 18 Hospitality Group. Thank you very much for your generous donation and your buying of your Foodie Friend Kit. I'm just going to show you guys real quick how we're going to make the brownie. In your little box that you would have, you're going to have a little recipe card as well, along with our brownies from Restaurant 18. It's a very, very quick process. I'm starting with a little bit of melted butter. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil as well. Next to that, I'm adding my 2 sugars. Nice, lot of sugar in this one. Me, I like really, really fudgy brownies. So like the least amount of flour as possible. So I'm just mixing up my butter and my 2 sugars here. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of my vanilla. This is a wonderful vanilla paste that we've actually made here ourselves at the restaurant. Some of my wonderful cooks have taken upon themselves to learn a process of something that we were buying. So we got some nice fresh vanilla and made our own vanilla extract. It's quite nice. Now I'm going to add my eggs. And this is really quick. Once you've got all your ingredients scaled out, it's a very quick process. Me personally, I like what I think you guys should do with the brownies that you guys have at home. Just throw them in the microwave for about 30 seconds, get yourself some vanilla ice cream, and then make a nice little brownie sundae. That's my favorite thing. During this whole process, we've been making brownies at home for my soon-to-be wife, and it's been quite fun. I think I put on about 10 pounds since I was practicing making brownies. The next thing I'm going to add is going to be our sifted flour. It's super important that you sift your flour and your cocoa powder, or else it's not going to emulsify very well into your fats. So I'm going to add it little by little, trying not to overwork it, just enough to hydrate the flour. Now there's actually more sugar than there is flour in this, and there's also more butter than there is flour. So it's just enough to get it together, just enough to kind of bind it, so that when you bake it, you get that nice, super, super fudgy brownie. I've set my oven to 375. I'm going to cook this for probably about about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. You don't want to go too much more than that. You want it to be just a little bit undercooked, kind of like if you're baking chocolate chip cookies at home. You want it to be a little bit undercooked so you kind of keep that nice ooey gooey cookie texture. Got my little spatula here. So like I've said, I got this parchment sheet lined baking tray. This would go well with like an 8x9 or even like a 9x9 tray. The thicker, for me, the thicker the better, but whatever you got at home works well. And don't worry about trying to spread it out super smooth. It's gonna level out in the oven there. I'm just gonna scrape off the last of this batter. And one thing I like to do at the very end is I like to top it with some chocolate chips, just as a way of adding a little extra chocolate. So I got some white and dark chocolate here. You see there? That's our lovely brownie mixture. Now I'm going to throw this into my oven here at, again, 375 for just about half an hour, 35 minutes. And then when I'm done, the power of television, we've got a nice rustic baked brownie. Now for you guys, we've done this exactly the same at the restaurant. We've cut it up for you guys. So feel free to warm it up in the, like I said, just 30 seconds in the microwave is plenty of time. Top it with some vanilla ice cream and have yourself a wonderful brownie sundae. Thank you very much.
We hope that you've been enjoying your foodie kits and that you've been enjoying the first ever virtual Harmony House show, and also that you've just felt, I think, the impact that Harmony House has on this community. Also, at this point, I imagine that you are, a fully trained chef who can perfectly replicate the dessert that Chef Dave Godso showed to us. So in that respect, we've saved you thousands of dollars at culinary school. So you're welcome. And now I have to say a huge thank you to our sponsors. These are the folks that helped us put together these foodie kits. We could not have done it without them. And they include 18 Restaurant. They're in the Byward Market. They're one of Ottawa's finest restaurants. They've got awesome menus curated by Chef Dave Godso. If you haven't been, you're missing out. Nat's Bread. Nat's Bread is a wholesale bakery, and they specialize in artisanal and old world, kind of all natural breads. You can find them in a lot of restaurants in Ottawa. You can also order online. I actually do every 2 weeks, and they come in these great bags and pre-sliced, and they freeze really well. So I'm a big fan. Zengary Cheese. Okay, Zengary Cheese. Their tagline is the creme de la creme of plant-based cheeses. That's a fantastic pun. They are based in Alexandria, but you can find them in stores across Ottawa, and you can order online for delivery too. And if you've got a vegan in your life that you're trying to impress, look no further. Seed to Sausage. Seed to Sausage is a longtime supporter of Harmony House. Ross and his team over there have created a damn fine product. They handcraft all of their meats. They are cured without any preservatives, so it's no shock that they're in restaurants across Ottawa. You can visit them in store on Gladstone, or you can order online as well. We also have 13, which is really neat. 13 is a social enterprise. So it's run by a group of young entrepreneurs who are working with local youth to sort of hone and develop some skills for the Parkdale Food Centre. And they make these really tasty African-inspired spices. So that's super neat. You can check them out online. Casadea Estates Winery, I'm sure you've heard of them. They are one of the biggest and best established wineries in Prince Edward County. And Dominique, their owner, is actually Italian. That's where he honed his craft. And I think you can really taste it in the products. Dominion City, one of Ottawa's most popular breweries. They've got a whole slew of delicious IPAs and a bunch of other brews for people that's not their taste. And if you do not even drink, they make one of the best seltzers around. The Unrefined Olive is a staple in Ottawa kitchens. They don't just make olive oil though, although they do have a variety of very tasty, unique oils. But they do vinegars and chutneys and all kinds of tasty stuff. So if you're looking for a gift for someone or just to stock your pantry, this is the place to go. Artisan Kombucha. They're actually one of the first kombucha teas in Ottawa. They're out of Perth, but you can buy them in stores across Ottawa. And they've got this really sort of old school mentality where they use traditional fermentation methods, and they are zero waste. So I think they will probably be a new favorite for lots of folks. And then finally, we have Cheesecake Bakery. They're the newest addition to the foodie kits this year. And they do these delicious little mason jar 2-serving cheesecakes that will just have you coming back for more. But they're also a wholesale bakery, so they do it all. Full cakes, like cupcake sizes, bars, things like that. So perfect for your showers, weddings, birthdays, you know, or a Thursday afternoon, because cheesecake is delicious. I also have to say a huge thank you to ROGERS TV. They taped this and put this together for us. We couldn't have done it without them, so a huge thank you to them. Another important thank you to Doc's Dentistry on Catherine Street. They've been supporting Harmony House for over 15 years, and we so appreciate that support. I hope you felt tonight how important Harmony House is to so many people in this community. I hope you've also felt that we need your help to end gender-based violence and your help to call out inequality wherever you see it. But until we live in a world without violence, we need your continued support to make sure that Harmony House can continue to do the critical, essential work that it does. They are the only organization of their kind in Ottawa. They are filling gaps that need to be filled, so we really need your support. You can make a donation by scanning the QR code on your foodie kit or by visiting our website at harmonyhousews.com. Before I close, I also need to say that if you or anyone you know is in a dangerous situation or is feeling unsafe, you can visit our website for resources, or you can call our outreach line directly. That's what we're here for. So, with that said, thank you so much for supporting us this year. Thank you for supporting the amazing local food and beverage partners in your foodie kit. Happy International Women's Day. Happy 35th anniversary to Harmony House, and may you continue to empower, inspire, and rise up.